I just would like to expand this a little further and ask, how, as a, as an ordinary user, how circumspect should I be when I'm downloading stuff, apps that ask to grant access to things that are stored in my device? How circumspect should I be for clicking on that? And sometimes when you deny such access, you can't go any further.
Absolutely. So that's another offshoot of my work, which is in privacy. And I could tell you I'm a privacy advocate because I think every user should give an absolute authority over their device. So you have to authorize before somebody get access to anything. But it's unfortunate that a lot of applications, especially on smartphones, I will say, sort of violate our privacy. And so if you look at it, maybe if you use Android, I can give a case study with that. When Android started in 2007, I think, the kind of security model, we call it the permission model, it was kind of an all or none model. So you either allow all of the permissions and then install, or just like not allow and just, not install. And that was a very, very bad permission model. And I can tell you there have been so many research from the beginning to like 5 years up to 2012, a lot of research on like Android has to fix that kind of permission system, because you cannot force a user to, approve everything when the user does not necessarily want to approve everything. And, the researchers also found that most of these applications do not necessarily need all of those permissions. So we found them to be over-permissioned. And, so with that, I think there was a lot of pressure from the research community, and Android has to make a little bit of change. And they now had this one-time permission, which is what we have right now. So now you don't have to allow all of the permissions. You could allow permission as you go on. But even with that, sometimes it's not, you will think, it's not necessary that you have to have that permission. So for me, in my current research work that I'm doing, I'm trying to come up with a model that is called intent-aware permission model. So where a user first has to consent. So not only tell the user that I want to use this very specific permission, but for what purpose? Because oftentimes the user is oblivious of, why do you need my navigation data, right? The user doesn't really know. You just say, the apps just say, I want your location, but why? So that's what I wanted to answer. That's the kind of system that I'm trying to develop with my students, where the user sees the request for the permission and the why for the permission. And as an offshoot of that, if the data stays on the device or the data is sent to another server, and if it is sent to that server, can you as the user tell the developer that I am done with this, delete my data? How do we then have a verifiable data deletion where, I go to like NTA app and say, NTA, delete my data. I don't want you to have my data anymore. What is a mechanism that I can trust and you could trust, and we could be able to agree that you've deleted my data completely? So we're kind of working on that, and I'm so excited to see how that goes.